Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel infinityinsights.co. Today we are doing pick a card reading on the message from the universe for you, and group 1, 2 or 3. Use the 4-second rule if you're using your intuition, first number that pops into your mind, or if you prefer to take your time and meditate on it, that's okay as well. So pick your group and then go to the timestamp down below and click on it. Enjoy and we'll see you soon. Pick your card reading, message from the universe, group 1, 2 or 3. Hello group number 1. Lots of change coming in for you, I can see. It feels on some level that the universe is trying to say to surrender a little and to let go of what doesn't serve your growth anymore, in terms of either outdated situations or just life events that may no longer serve your growth. Either you've got the wisdom of the lesson of that situation, or that you're looking for the change and wanting to take a little bit more control and stock of your life and propel your life or move it forward in a new direction, it says here, because it feels like you're looking at collaborating and doing partnerships and doing some fun and exciting things. So there's always a saying I affectionately use when I actually do, when I did have one-on-one clients, and that was, sometimes we can't have a new beginning until we have some endings to make room for the new changes that are coming into your life. So I do feel like there's going to be new changes to come in here, and it feels like there's going to be some sort of partnering or partnership or collaboration with a person, and it feels like you're also going to get more inspired, or you're becoming more inspirational yourself, and you're getting excited about your life again and wanting to live it more in a fulfilled way, but also looking at the security that you have here and mixing it up a little bit, changing it around a little bit so that you can feel like you've got security coming in, maybe in a different way than what you had in the past, or perhaps the way that you had in the past no longer serves your growth anymore or isn't working the way that it used to, and you're looking for new exciting adventures here too. Lots of people coming into your life, lots of activities here. It does feel like you are looking at trying to secure something with your work and trying to also be a little inspirational for yourself as well. I'll just pop these over here so you can see. Too, it feels like some of you might be working with different people that you have normally wouldn't work, and it feels kind of exciting for you. It feels like there's a little bit of a learning curve here, and it feels like for those who really work with their heart space, maybe also helping a few people that are less fortunate than themselves on some level, and helping them through maybe hard times that they're going through, and it gives you a lot of satisfaction and happiness. The Four of Wands feels to me that you're looking at setting up and stabilizing something, maybe in a home environment. So there could be a business idea or a work idea that comes from that's sort of set in motion, that you get an idea from being in your home, and then you're sort of like wanting to sort of execute it and research it a bit and get tangible results from it as well. You've also got the wish card around that, so that's really lovely. So by allowing to let go of what doesn't serve your growth, and by allowing you to move, it allows you to move forward so that you can actually take up all these wonderful ideas that you have, because you're getting this new sense of passion and excitement, and so I'm going to say a little bit of fun comes in here too if you are open to it, and it just feels like you've got an idea, and I feel like to roll with it. And at first you might be thinking, I don't know how to make money from this, I don't know if this is going to be viable, but I feel like you can nut it out, because it's like when you let go of the old, there's this new version of you that emerges, and it feels like you're saying, hang on a sec, I think I've got this now, I feel like I can work this out, I just didn't know the how back then, but I'm figuring it out now. So it feels like you're going to be surrounding yourself with, I'm going to say, passionate people, passionate people that I feel like inspire you, yet I still feel like there may be sort of also helping others that sort of still may feel like they're a little left out in the cold a little bit, in terms of that they haven't sort of, they want, what you have on some level, not because they want to be you or because they're jealous, so to speak. It's more because I feel like they are inspired by you, but they don't know how to get through their situation. So maybe these friends of yours or people that you know were a version of you, say, a year ago, and now you're going to actually help them transform something in their life too. So I do feel like there's a lot of creativity for you. I do think that you're going to enjoy your life more. And I think that you're going to surprise yourself, I think, in terms of the level of creativity you can have and the fun that can be have. I think you're going to get very busy after a period of feeling like twiddling your thumbs and thinking, what's my next stage in life? Where am I meant to be? The universe is saying to you that you needed the mundane times in your life so that it actually helped you clearly define your gifts in life and in terms of what you are wanting to achieve. But I felt like if you were busy all the time, you wouldn't have time to reflect. So it feels like for group number 1 people that it feels like when you shift your vibration or your energy into thinking I need to surrender some things that are not working for me anymore, and you're going into this new phase, I feel new people will come into your life and there's potential either partnerships or discussions about collaborations. I do feel some people around you may be also saying, wow, how did you do that? I'm really, that's really inspirational. So I feel like you're here to help people, but I also feel like you're going to enjoy your life more as well in terms of letting the past go and moving forward. And that's not saying you're not honouring past events. It just feels like you've got a different way of managing your life now more effectively, where you're not getting caught up maybe emotionally with things or feeling like things are always not working out. And it feels like here you're thinking, I've got this, I can do this. I feel like I love the fact that you're going to be quite inspired to help others as well. You've also got the victory card there. So it feels like the universe is saying, we've always had your back and we always do actually create what you want. Sometimes though, if you keep focusing on what you don't want, we tend to get that rather than what we do want, because it's also really, remember, it's all charged up with emotion when you get frustrated. So I feel like you're letting the past go to allow a new phase to come into your life. I definitely feel like there's more inspiration. It feels like this collaboration feels like it's going to be exciting. Some people, I'm hearing some people might be musical, or they might want to do something with music. Other people might want to set up a business online. This online business or this business from home can be many different things for those people. It is a general reading, but it just feels like the universe is saying that it's like whatever your desires and wishes are, if it felt like everything was crushed, say, in the last 18 months and felt like you weren't able to move forward, it feels like you are moving forward now because you're letting go of the old, of what doesn't serve you growth anymore. And I feel like you're connecting back to faith, your faith in either yourself, I think most importantly, but also maybe you do have a faith that you're figuring out you're having more gratitude in your life, or you pray. But it just feels like you're kind of putting your best step forward here. And it just feels like when you get busy, it gets very, very, very busy here as well. And you're a lot stronger than what you think. You've actually got the strength card here in the victory, which is really, really nice. So it just feels like on some level that you're wanting to move forward, and you've had these ideas maybe for a little while and it kind of got a bit squished or a bit squashed, and you've had to take a step back and reflect. I feel like once you go forward and move forward a little more with it, you're starting to get more insights into how to work things out for you, and it's exciting as well. You're a lot more innovative than what you give yourself credit for. I think sometimes you might be a little bit hard on yourself, so just to remember to chill out a little bit, relax. Don't forget to smell the flowers, kind of thing. I'm just seeing you're finalising your reading and just seeing what the universe now wants to say. What's your gift? Consider your foundation. Okay, so it's consider your foundation and look at the commitment you have. So it's basically saying that you're sort of almost wanting to, I almost want to say reinventing yourself to some degree here, and that you're establishing another foundation, and that foundation might belong in the home environment. And for those who, some who I think who might be doing like work from home, others might be trying to cement a relationship, it says here, on some level. So that feels really nice for you. And the other one is, yeah, I feel like you're going to be doing things that you're really passionate about and doing things that that you love. And I feel like a lot of you are sort of like going through all your ideas and what you want to do, but I think you're going to go back to something that you love, but putting a different take on it or putting a different spin on it. And it feels very exciting. That's what I have for you now, Group 1. All the best. Thank you. Hello, for those who chose Group 2. Group 2, the first thing that springs to my mind intuitively is I'm going 2 steps forward and 4 back. What am I doing? And it just feels here that when you go those few steps back, it feels like then we get a little bit caught up in the restrictions or the frustration, and it's just saying gently and surely, you know, you can move forward. And sometimes if we take a couple of steps back, that's okay. Just think about, hey, I'm just reassessing and evaluating rather than getting caught up in it as well. I actually think that for Group number 2, I think there's choices coming in for you on some level with the direction of maybe either where you want to go or who you want to be with. For some, I think it might be direction with work, career. That could be for those who study. They might be looking at what, you know, topics they want, what subjects they might pick for a career, or for those who are working, it could be doing some sort of direction change with their career. And for those who are thinking of relationships, it might be like looking at choices about relationships. It feels like Group number 2 have been delving really deeply into how and why they do things and why things work out the way that they do. So if they've been, say, in a relationship, attracting sort of relationships where people sort of tend to have the same patterns, where it might be a little bit toxic, or work environments, that sort of thing. Why do these things happen to me all the time? It's like they're really delving really deeply and trying to dig out everything so that they can work through it to move forward as well, comfortably too. There is something about Group 2 feeling like they're sometimes not, that they try their best, and then maybe sometimes they feel a little bit defeated. So the universe is just saying on some level here for you is, let's have a look. Don't despair when things don't quite go according to plan. Don't despair when things don't quite go according to plan, because it feels here that what you're trying to do is feasible, but it just feels like sometimes it's like you don't give yourself permission. You're a little bit hard on yourself, Group 2. Sometimes I feel the universe is saying, and then you get caught up in what doesn't work out. So it's just saying here is love yourself a little more. I think that there's no wrong or right way with decisions. There's only options and learning. If you look at it from a different perspective, it feels here. It also feels like some of you might be sorting out some friendships here, and that might be with how sometimes it's not always like an equal energy exchange with our friends. Like sometimes if someone's sort of more in a crisis and, you know, then what you go through. But it just feels here what you're trying to do is maybe just working out how much energy you've got to give people and creating some sort of boundary or balance with that too as well. The Two of Swords is interesting because it feels like you've got to you've got a decision to make, and for some reason it feels like whatever the decision is, the universe is saying you've been holding back. And by holding back feels like it can be then it gets a little frustrating for you. There's something about Group number 2 wanting to break free. And sometimes there's a little bit of, sometimes some of you might be feeling a little bit tired and thinking of trying to sort of get their energies up and their momentum up a little bit. I feel like Group number 2 want to make big changes in their life, but it requires you to take sort of like a calculated chance, if that makes sense. And it just feels like what you're doing is that you want to make the chance, and you may take a step or two forward, and then you get a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, and then I feel like then we sort of stand still, and then there's a little bit of frustration. So it's just saying, reflect a little bit. Sometimes we do have to take calculated chances. We don't want to go where angels fear to tread, but we do want to actually take calculated chances to make the right changes, and that it just feels like you've got decisions to make, but you're just sort of sitting on them as opposed to making a decision. Once I feel like you've got your foundation right, I don't know if that means in a home environment or if it means that you're feeling that you've got all the facts. Maybe you need all the facts before you make the decision. It feels like you do move forward and you've got a handle on it. Sometimes it feels with group number 2 that basically you can, you start to feel like you're moving forward and you're getting really great results in your life. And then if there's a little hiccup along the way, we don't want to sort of go into the 8 of Swords where we sort of then go into our analytical mind and get so caught up in it that we miss all other good opportunities as well. I think you're learning to manage things in your life in that way, which feels really good. It feels like group number 2 might need to take a little bit of time out to sometimes reflect and to build their confidence up so that they can take those calculated chances as well. It feels like there may be a mentor or teacher or good friend to come in that's going to help you. They can't make the decisions for you, of course, but what they do is they may give you a little bit of guidance. If it was, say, a mentor or a counsellor or a teacher, it feels like they're giving you that right guidance for you to make the better informed decisions to be able to move forward. Some of you, I'm hearing the word study, might go back to study something. Now that can be creative study or technical study. Could be study of the tarot, just depending on what alignment it is for your vibration. And let me just see the universe, there's some messages. Yeah, it feels like sometimes because you are a little hard on yourself sometimes, group number 2, that to focus on love and to look at the good in everything. So there might have been some disappointments or frustrations that sometimes that you might find a little bit hard to surrender and move forward from, and you're just looking at being able to sort of focus on the positive sides as well, or that it's not always saying we have to be always upbeat and chipper, but it just feels like you're also focusing on the love and you're looking for the good in everyone, instead of looking for, when you're going those 3 steps back, the disappointment. So it feels like you're trying to break a bit of a pattern there so that you can move forward comfortably with your decision-making process as well. It just feels like you're trying to stand on your own 2 feet more and trying not to go for the bigger... trying to sort of stand on your own 2 feet in terms of maybe not relying on other people, but just sort of trying to sort of make your own mind up and decision. But there's that little bit of like, oh, what happens if I make the wrong decision? But it just feels like sometimes if people have let you down in the past, if other people have let you down in the past, not to worry about that, because there's also something valuable for you to learn as well. It's like getting the wisdom of the lesson. It feels like it's okay to get the guidance, but at the end of the day, we've got to be responsible for our decisions. And I feel like that's what you're learning here as well. The universe is saying, and what's the next one? Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. So I actually think sometimes because of the lack of decision making, sometimes it then sort of puts a damper on your dreams, and it's just saying here things are possible for you, but I feel like maybe you need a little bit of grounding. So maybe go for walks in the park, do some yoga, find something that you feel that grounds you a little bit. Nature's always a good thing for that, so that you can then sort of feel centered and grounded when you make some decisions, or when you're trying to sort of think things out or nut things out here in terms of ideas, goals and dreams. I'm going to say that not to give up, that it feels like things are possible for you, but it just feels like sometimes because you might need a little bit more reassuring than maybe the other groups, 1 and 3 here, that you're figuring it out as you go along. And it's okay. Remember that if you are sort of having to learn it, or that there is a situation in your life where there is a massive learning curve, it's okay, because you're learning something valuable. Get excited as opposed to getting frustrated. But it does feel here that you've got these dreams and goals, and in place, but I actually think maybe it's a choice of two different ways that you can go, and you're sort of weighing it up. But it does feel like here that you're getting back on track. The universe says about your goals that the universe is hearing you and is ready to give you what you want. You've just got to make that decision and stick to it and be grounded with it. That's what I have for you now to group number 2. All the best. Hi, group number 3. Wow, look at all this love that you're feeling at the moment and then getting overwhelmed with things. The universe is just saying that it feels like you've also got a lot of choices and areas of what you want to do. And I actually think that you have a lot of passion for a lot of things in your life, and you're just trying to decipher maybe a direction of where you want to go or how you want to build it and expand it as well. And it feels like there is a female looking at after you there. It feels like you've got really great attribute would be that you're really focused with what you want to do, and it just feels like whatever decision you make in terms of all these other choices that you have, it feels like it will bring in that expansion for you because you've got the dedication here and the drive to do it. And I feel like there's something to do with happy relationships to come in, or feeling happy. Sometimes I feel like you're so content or happy with areas of, say, where love is concerned, that it feels like it can almost get overwhelming because you feel like on some level, gosh, you know, this is so good, I'm so blessed, is this going to always be the case? Or feeling like you don't deserve it, but of course you do deserve it. It's saying here as well. It's exciting times for you because I actually feel like you've got something creative for you. There's something really creative I feel like you've got choices on, and I feel some of you might be making jewelry or painting. There's something there with the hands here that comes into mind, or it could be doing any form of creativity but using those hands as well, and surprising yourself and really enjoying it too. I feel some of these people might have just got married or just had a child as well, because it feels like group number 3, there's something very family orientated here, which feels really lovely as well. So the universe is just saying that there is expansion coming in for choices and decisions that you're going to make, and there will be support there for you as well. It feels like when you're focused, it feels like your focus may have been on family to some degree for a little while, and it feels like not that you're not taking the focus off the family, but you're actually now able to maybe have more time to do some things for yourself. And I just feel like there is an expansion here for you. You're looking out on the horizons. Some of you may love water and sea and get inspired that way, or it might feel like it's very tranquil for you, and it feels like it's a good time for you to also take a little bit of time out sometimes for yourself as well. It just feels like you're just sort of expanding, but in a way of where you've either had the relationship work out all the family stuff that you've been helping with or supporting in, and now you're taking a little bit of time out for you, but you're still actually there for your family, loved ones or friends. It just feels like it's kind of like you're going, no, it's my time to shine now, and I'm going to take this opportunity as well. It feels like let's have a look. Yep. Look at your intuition, group number 3. It's really lovely. Sometimes you get things intuitively that you don't really want to hear, but that's also part of intuition. When you raise the vibration, and that, then you can get some really amazing stuff too. I feel like group number 3 may be reluctant intuitively to some degree. There's a building period. So for some of those people who have just sort of like, for example, if you're a mum and you're wanting to get back into the work arena and you've sort of had your family all there and they're all sort of nice and steady and stable, now you're sort of looking at your dreams and goals and what you want to do, and it feels like you can build on it. I really love the fact that group number 3 feel like there's some sort of can-do attitude with you, that you're not afraid to take a chance, or that you're looking at expanding on something that you've maybe done before, but maybe because of family commitments and that you stopped doing something and now you're actually getting back into it, which feels really good. Group number 3 feels like when they put their mind to it, they can be quite successful in their endeavours, and it feels really, really, really good. It feels like they're really great communicators. So the universe is saying great communicators. If there's a problem, they kind of know how to, like, they find a solution for it. They sort of don't sort of think, you know, oh gosh, this is happening to me. They try to find a solution. So they're looking at sort of moving forward as well. I think that your intuition is going to heighten a little bit for you. And I feel like when it does, it feels like you get clearer understandings of maybe the directions of what you want to do. Some of these people feel like they could also like to help people. Helping, healing, caring could be something that they like to do. But there's also the other part too, where I feel like they like to be seen and heard a little bit. They like to be around people. They like to be active. They like to have a goal as well. It feels like they're just getting back into expanding something that maybe they had for other commitments. They had to put a stop on it for a little while, and now they're getting back into the groove of it again too. They can do quite well. Someone works in sales here, something to do with sales, creativity. I feel like they want to do something more that they're passionate about, and or they have the drive and the ambition, but it may not have been the right time, but the right time's coming now, the universe is saying. So that feels good. I love the way that group number 3 communicate to people, because it feels like they have a gift of communication and having clear, concise communication. It feels like if there's been struggle in the past, it feels like it's been in the past. It just feels like you've actually worked through it. And it feels like there's something to do with a really great attitude here with these people that feels like it really helps them. Let me just see what the universe is saying here. These are the cards. Be authentic, be real, true to who you are and how you feel. So I kind of get the feeling like if you've had to say look after family, or being a mum, or family responsibilities, or being in a relationship where there's been a lot of responsibilities for you, now it feels like you're reconnecting with your authentic self. And I think if you've got these goals or ambitions that you'd like to do, the more authentic you are, the more real you are, the more sincere you are with it, it feels like the more successful you can be with it as well, which feels really nice. So the universe is saying you're just sort of tapping back into who you are as well. And I think that, as I said, I mentioned before, that the more realistic you are, the more you are who you are, that you tap into, that you feel good about. It feels like you've got this really gorgeous union coming for those that are looking for a relationship. And it kind of feels like it's sort of one of those rare ones where it feels like it feels really, really special. And the universe is saying for those who do want it, it's very, very possible. It just feels like with group number 3 that you've got a lot of stuff that you're happy about in your life, if that makes sense. And it might be that for some, for a portion of you, they do want that relationship, that they've got everything else working in their life, but they want the relationship or the union. And then there's the other part, the other group that may have had to sort of be there for people or be there for friends, not self-sacrificing. It was a choice. They did it intentionally, but it took them away from maybe their goals, or they had to put some goals or dreams or aspirations on the side a little, and now it feels like it's coming back into fruition. I feel like everything the universe is saying is at your fingertips. You've just got to tap into it and not fight that intuition, because I actually feel like it's trying to sort of help you. The other thing is that your spirit guides are trying to also come through a little and try to give you guidance too. It just feels like you've stepping back into a situation here where it feels like for a while maybe you've been not a part of the things that you've wanted to do, and now you're getting back into it, and it feels like you'll have a clear understanding. You definitely got the dreams and goals and aspirations here to be able to move forward and to have the right mindset and the right attitude. It feels exciting because it feels like you're tapping back into something that you really want to do, and the universe is just saying, we've got you back on this. Just keep being focused and clear. That's what I have for you, group number 3. All the best. Take care.